Well, good morning, everybody. It is Friday morning already. A Friday again. A whole week has passed. I remember when I was filming in the car after dropping my granddaughter off. That was 2 weeks ago. I keep forgetting because she had a long weekend with Dad, and so she was gone for gymnastics. And see, I take her every single week, so that it was an anomaly. So I'm kind of. It's funny when your routine changes. You're just kind of off. Anyway, it is Friday morning. I think it's about 8 o'clock. I had a great night's sleep, evidently, because 7:30 came, and I cuddled with the puppy a little bit and let Motley sleep. But then I was ready to get up. I had let both of them out and went back to bed. Okay, dogs have stopped barking. I guess the dog next door decided to come out or in. I was testing so I bought a cheap ass thing. You know how sometimes we do. This has all been done on a 3D printer, I believe. So I wanted, who can afford a wrought iron one? I really would like. I don't know what they call these. They're really tall. They go down in the ground. They usually have this. You see them in cottage gardens a lot. And I picked the one that's got an owl on it. I will say that it's pretty sturdy. Plastic, really sturdy, except the taller it gets, the less sturdy it is. And it has an option to where it took me a while to figure it out because it was all illustrated, but it was like only 4 steps. I mean, it was easy to put together and I could have figured it out, but they came with these little. It was interesting because I'm sure they 3D printed it. They came with these. Okay, let me see. With these little things attached to the side, like this. And it took me a while to figure out what this was for. I kept trying to put them together, and I'm like, oh, they wouldn't put these connectors on because they would just kind of twist off, which some of them already did in shipping. So I figured that, okay, these were the stakes. You could put them on the bottom of the rods, and it would help go down into the ground. And then the top, this actually comes off, and this would then go on the top of this. So if you wanted to potentially take each one and put them in the garden, you could. Hi, honey. Yes, of course. She just didn't want to. Well, she needs to make up her mind. I'm a busy woman. I'm just filming a little bit. So potentially each one would have a stake, and this would be the top, so water wouldn't go in here. And that's fine. So I went ahead and put it in the garden where I wanted it, but I really think that if I put this top on there, even though it would be pretty, it's not going to be sturdy. The wind will just push it over. And I do have a couple cucumbers that really need trellised. So I'm thinking right now, just for function, to go ahead and leave that one. I already kind of trellised it up. It came with these handy dandy clips. So this goes to the rod like this, like so. Unfortunately, they didn't give you very many of these. They only gave you 4, which I think they should have given you 4 for each section, or at least 2 for each section. And potentially you could actually go like this if you had a bigger vine. But for a couple bucks, because it was very cheap, and it's been sitting in the plastic I really try to buy things that don't have packaging, and especially a lot of plastic packaging, but you know, it's kind of hard to get away from that. So for as cheap as this was, I'm pretty happy now. And so I think, so functionally, for right now, I think I'll just keep it in 2 pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the stakes on the bottom of this. I think this will look cute. I'll put it into the island. And but I do have a tripod. I didn't buy it. It was an old one. It's kind of broken, but I found it, and so that's why we're looking horizontal today. And I'm in my fancy dress. It's not a fancy dress, but I went ahead and pulled out since it's so hot, and it's going to be hot. It only was in the 80s for 2 days.
Dogs are thinking I have 3 hands to pet them all.
Yes, they do. I went into my closet and found all of my aloha dresses. When I was working in the Pacific Islands, I had a couple tailors in different places that some amazing Filipino women that just knew how to sew. It was just amazing. So I got into the habit of just having some aloha dresses made. I do have some formal wear. Those are not as comfortable and definitely not as cool as these are. After the formal wear was all done, I went back and said, "Could you make me something cooler?" Because there's certain indigenous cultures that required you to cover all of your leg and all of your all of your leg. So anyway, I will take you over there and show it to you.
Do you want me to go get you some?
Okay, hey guys, I wanted to show you where we ended up putting it. Where we were thinking of putting it over in the island, that squash vine is way too heavy, and it's already attaching itself to some of the mulch sticks that I put down in the ditch. There is a cucumber right here, and I've been putting it on the side of the fence, but one is longer. So I think for right now, see, I hope you can see this. I think you can. I don't have my sunglasses on, so it's hard to see the camera. So I'm pulling this up, this vine.
And then putting it at the top.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna attach it right here. And then I'm gonna have to try, ooh, I found a pickle.
Can I have it?
This is probably needs, these are the prickly ones, so just be careful.
The one that, it's not the one that
See how cool? No, it's the one that we were eating. So if you want to wash it off, the prickles here, I'll just go like this. All you have to do is go like this, and the tips of the prickles. But you know, it's a little warm. That's the one thing that if you can put it in the fridge if you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to stake this into the ground a little bit. There we go. I think I actually have 2 vines here. Here's another one. Oh, this is a nice vine. Let me get, one of the things I don't know what to do with is, what do you guys do when the tips, see how the tip here of the cucumber has just kind of died? Ooh, I see a bug and I'm going to squish it. What was that? Little tiny green bug? I squished it. Do you go ahead and clip these off? I mean, something's evidently got a hold of it, because this leaf right here is bad. I don't know, will it continue to grow if I go like this? I should use and what concerns me is I've got another one over there. So do I have the cucumber? I don't have holes in anything. It's just I have some leaves that are kind of curling up. I don't know if you can see me from this perspective over here. But it's like all of the tips are...
You're scared of me now.
are shriveled, and my leaves are a little shriveled, and I checked and the water is fine. I definitely have a lot of cucumbers happening, but I just don't, one of the things I don't know about cucumbers is, you know, well, this vine still is looking good. It's attaching itself to everything, and it's the end of it is okay, and the end of this one is okay, and this one is okay. Yeah, I can kind of see my white head. Here's a pretty zinnia, although I don't think you can see that. Pretty zinnia. Bee is pollinating the. I also don't know what's going on with the sunflowers. I know they need a lot of water or like water, but why are my leaves droopy? Why are they droopy? Wilty, droopy. You know, it's and I don't mind the droopy leaves so much as the fact that the ends are dying, and actually, like, the stem shrivels. It becomes hard. I went ahead and just clipped them off. I don't know if they'll continue to grow, maybe, or if they continue to bush, or I don't know what they do. I've always been pretty successful with cucumbers if I just let them go on the ground, but they always get eaten. And I wanted to produce as many cucumbers this year as I could. I was having trouble germinating seeds, so these are actually from the nursery. I did, however, plant some more, a lot, because I had saved some seeds from some cucumbers I ate a couple years ago, 2, 3. It's actually, I think, probably been about 3 years ago. And so I had those, and I took the advice of some gardeners saying, hey, now's a good time to just put more cucumbers in. One of the things that I've learned is cucumbers are one of those vegetables that have a really short lifespan, and their job is to just produce a vine, produce fruit. So I've always left them alone, but the more research I did this year, so I decided to do an experiment and do something different. A lot of farmers that I watched actually take the cucumbers early. Like as soon as you know that it's edible, take it off, because then the plant says, oh, I got to produce more fruit. But if you leave them there till they get big and plump, the plant starts to die out. So I am sweating like crazy. It is really getting hot, and I need to water. I don't think I need to water very much though, but I do have my squash plants that are wilted. I think they need covered, and I do have one. It's a black cover. Anyway, so I found 2 baby cucumbers today. I went ahead and took them right off. So that's what I'm going to try. Oh, okay, I'm back, and I got all wrapped up in what I was doing, and I'm not that good when I'm doing some physical labor and sweating, and you know, I've got my hands full, and I'm paying attention to not watering too much, but making sure I water on the ground, and so I'm just not good at bringing my camera along. I did get a chance to film me putting in that trellis, small trellis, and hooking up the cucumbers, and I think that's going to do them really well. I didn't get a chance to show you the pickles, the cucumber pickles, because I got 2 of them, and I ate one, and my granddaughter ate one, and I kind of wanted to show that, but I did talk a little bit about cucumbers, and so you got a chance to see a little bit of what was growing over there. I need to do a full garden tour to show you how much everything is grown, and I will do that. I see my kale is wilting. I thought this would be a perfect place against the wall because I thought it got more shade than it does. It doesn't. So the parsley and the kale need to come over here where you get more shade from, because you know we're moving, the sun's moving around, so I'm trying to pay really close attention. I have the last few years of how the sun moves back here. Anyway, I got a tomato that's doing great, right here, so I'm afraid to move it, but it probably needs more sun, so it would be nice to have it over there. And then I have my Jacoby. Well, that's not how you pronounce it, but my Brazil grape. It's I'm missing a syllable somewhere. I don't know. And there's a fig. So those could go more in the sun. And I could try to move the squash more this way. But that would require more physicality that I do not have at the moment. I am sweating. Loving this dress because it's cool, and anytime a breeze happens, it does go through it and then up the skirt, which is nice because everything, even the lady bits, are, you know, everything is sweating. And I do feel good after I rinse off and I sit down and cool off. I feel good about it. I didn't take one of my blood pressure pills last night. My doctor is reducing the dose, and so I need to pick up that prescription. I didn't feel like cutting it because you're not really supposed to cut them, and I'm not getting the right dose when I do that anyway. So I actually just left it off, and I still had, like, it was this morning was 111 over 74. Beautiful. I also haven't really felt dizzy. I have felt pretty good. The hummingbirds. This one, the hummingbirds are like, where is my food? So, that's all. I need to clean those. So I'm going to wrap this up right now. I think I'm done here. I'm going to go inside, finish my coffee, which is probably cold by now, but that's all right. I might put some ice in it. Well, warm. Not hot, not cold. Just kind of, I mean, I don't know. Do you like coffee that way? I don't. It either has to be hot or it has to be cold. So I think I'll go throw some ice in it. And I need some more water in my jug. And then I'll just edit this and get it out. Thanks for all of you who watched my granddaughter play with the dog. I know it wasn't the greatest video. I was trying to capture how ridiculously smart Charlotte is and how cunning and a little sneaky. I don't think I really did that, so I might try to do better. It's just hard without a gimbal, is that what they call them? You know, to stop the shaking and moving all over the place. And they go inside and she hides behind the couch and they just go like this back and forth. It's just hilarious. I wish I had someone that was really good with the camera, just videotape them together playing, because it just is brilliant. And I appreciate it because it gets a lot of energy out of Charlotte. She's actually right now sitting in the sun, just laying there, just like, I'm tired, because they've already played this morning. It's really cute because my granddaughter made them all necklaces to wear with their names on them. I think you might have seen them. Sheila's is pretty long, it's pretty big, but she's not doing tons of crazy stuff. She has already had to make a second one for Charlotte, but every morning she puts them on them, and then every evening before they go to bed and we put them to bed, she takes them off. So it's, you know, my dogs they're family dogs, and I love them dearly. And I made a whole chicken with everything in its innards in the Instapot, and I heard it beeping when I was out here, so I need to turn that off and let it cool down. And I will mix I have some barley pearls, so I might mix some barley pearls with that, and I have some kale, and I have some parsley, I have some cilantro, and I have some cabbage. So I think I've got everything I need to make them some dog food for the next 3 days. One chicken, especially if I put it with a little bit of a carbohydrate, will go for about 2 to 3 days, 3 days, depending on how much they eat and what kind of treats I give them. I need to be really careful with the treats with Charlotte because she's the yeasty beastie, and so I try to be really careful and not give her the things that she likes. Like, you know, you can give dogs carrots and apples and blueberries and carrots and apples. She loves chewing on apples. She loves the carrots, but there's just too much sugar in them. And I have to be really, really careful. Any dog treats, they need to be high protein. So if she wants a treat, usually I'll give her some yogurt with some seeds in it, and slice a little teeny bit of ginger in there. As long as I can keep things moving through her, and she's got a good gut going on, she can combat anything that she's eating out here, because she's constantly got her nose in something. And I'm always looking at her teeth and brushing her teeth and washing her mouth, because she loves to, lick my granddaughter and me. And so it's like, okay, I'm a little grossed out, but at the same time, I love it. So I'm constantly washing her mouth out and brushing her teeth. I don't know if that makes any difference, but it makes me feel better. I hope you like this new format. I hope you like what we were doing. I hope you I think the trellises, at least they're functional. I do get a chance to see the little owl. I might move some of my little fairy lights over so that they can be on the outside and kind of focus on that. I don't know. So you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. This is Misty, and today we were just watering and weeding and enjoying pickles. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.